all of you seem frozen on my screen. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me clearly. All right, I can see thumbs up, so you're not frozen. All right. I'm definitely excited to kickstart today's session, and I hope you are. But we're going to have a small activity before that. And I had something else in mind, but when I logged in, all of you were awfully quiet. Now, I do not know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but let's change that, okay? All I'm going to do is, we're all part of different groups, right? Group 1 up to group 10. So I'm going to call out a group number, and everybody in that group, you unmute and you shout out your group number. So for example, if I say group 1, everybody unmutes and shouts group 1. Now it's up to you whether you want to say just shout out group 1 or you want to shout out group 1. Up to you how you want to do it. I leave it to you to be as creative as you can. But it's all you have to do is unmute and make some noise. Are you ready?
Yes.
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 All right, fantastic. So let's start with group 4.
Group 4.
Okay. Moving on to group 8.
Group 8.
Group 8.
Okay, that's nice. Singing us. We have singers in group 8. Let's move to group 10.
Group 10.
Group 10.
That's it. All right, so you know you have to call your other team members group 10. Let's hear it from group 1.
Group 1.
That's your cue again, Sharanya, to call everybody else from group 1. Let's do group 2 now. Group 2.
Archana's team.
Archana
Group 2.
Group 2.
All right, I didn't know people would shout Archana instead of group 2, but okay, Archana, that's your cheer squad for today. Group 5. Do we have group 5?
Group 5 rocks. Label.
Group 5 rocks.
All right, group 5 rocks. Okay. Group 7.
Group 7. Group 7.
Group 7 really likes to make noise,
Thank you,
and they're
group
showing
7.
They're showing it here. Group 9.
Group 9.
Nine.
Group 9. 9.
Okay, 9 seems to be your favorite number for many. We have 2 more groups left. Group 3, are you here?
Joining. I already got my cue, so I'm on it. Group 3.
Oh, all right. So we have the Soul Warrior in group 3, Karthik. So I hope everybody else joins. And lastly, group 6.
Group 6. Group 6.
Nice. That's nice. We have a few from group 6. But hey, we're all part of Leap 3.0, right? So why don't we shout out Leap 3.0 on the count of 3? 3, 2, 1.
Leap
Leap
3.0.
Fantastic. I think that's the energy that we needed in this room, and thank you for creating that. In the meantime, those who have not heard team leaders, please go ahead and call. We have 46 in the room, and we expect to have at least 72. So please go ahead and call the remaining team members. On that note, dear leapers and mentors, very good evening, and once again, warm welcome to the third peer huddle. Few ground rules before we kickstart today's session. I hope you are seated in an environment of good internet connectivity. You have your workbooks open, and please remain on mute unless you are called upon to speak. Please be on video so that we can encourage and have a very lively discussion here at this huddle. It's a huddle after all. And also, please remember to rename yourself accordingly, so it will be helpful to assign you all to respective breakout rooms during the discussion. On that note, it's now time to hand over the proceedings to our Leap Chair. And I want to say that the shout out we had with Leap 3.0 is all for her because she is the curator of this particular program. We are here because she has given us the opportunity to leap from leapers to leaders. Please put your hands together and welcome our Leap 3.0 chair, distinguished Toastmaster Jyotika Shetty.
Thank you, Daryl. But you know, the last shout was mine, all right? I shouted more than anyone else. So I think I was the only one who was super excited. A warm good evening, dear leapers and mentors. How are we doing today?
Super fine.
Fantastic.
Very great. Very great.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Fantastic. We're coming back after 2 weeks, and this is the
Yes.
first time we're coming back after 2 weeks in the first 2 months, right? So I hope you all had a great Diwali. Whoever is celebrating Diwali, I hope you've had a great time. Spend some good time with your family, been able to prioritize your work or manage your work well, because now you have all the tools and techniques. And I hope you've been able to do some reading on Leap 3.0 as well. So warm welcome to Leap 3.0. Today is the pure huddle, but today is also something special. Can someone tell me why is today special? What is so special about today?
We are getting to step level 2.
Sorry?
Last
First
session
step
of level 2. Last session of level 2.
Last session. Yes, absolutely. Wow.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. So today is the last session of level 2, which means we're completing not 1, but 2 levels. So give yourself a huge round of applause for coming this far and doing so well in this journey. I'm really proud of you and congratulations. Now, we are slowly moving to level 3. But for those of you who have done great so far, hearty congratulations. But for the ones who are still struggling a bit, you can take some help. I hope you catch up with what needs to be caught up. But there's one reminder that I'll be giving is the regularization opportunities available until 31st October 2025. The window is open till 31st October 2025, and I highly recommend you please put some effort and complete it. Now, there are a lot of opportunities given to regularize. Now, this is not a school. We are all adults. We're trying to finish it and catch up on the leadership opportunity that is available for us to be better leaders. So be responsible for your growth. Try to regularize it by 31st October and be on track with the program. How many of you promise to do that in case if you are not there yet? Yes, I think Bharadwaj is already there. He's already received his badge. But I'm really looking forward to sending out those badges even for the remaining leapers. I'm waiting with those badges. I just want you to give us an opportunity to send out those badges. So I take that as a promise from you. Please work on yourself. Try to finish it out by 31st and let's get going. Now, the last month or this month was all about growth mindset, resilience, facing those challenges as leaders. But I would consider this level as a fundamental aspect of how leaders are. Because I believe that this particular level that we're completing today is very important for how we shape ourselves as leaders. How many of you agree? Because before becoming leaders, we're all human beings. And we all have those challenges and struggles that we face. And most of the problems or struggles that we have is mindset related. How we think about ourselves, how we perceive the situation, how we react. And therefore, this particular session is very, very important. But recently, I shared a small article on LinkedIn. I don't know how many of you have read it, but this is basically on my experience of putting this Leap 3.0 program together. And I shared a few lessons, and these lessons are real lessons that I learned. 3 of them is what I shared online, but 2 of it I want to share with you today. What I realized is that titles don't make leaders, character does. And this whole journey of Leap is creating that character of leadership. Because people follow you or get influenced from you because of the character you develop, the character you demonstrate, not because of the title you hold. So I learned that titles don't make leaders, characters do. The second one that I learned is that desires without discipline is just a dream. How many of you agree with this? Desire without discipline is just a dream. Now, many of us think that a lot of things are good in this world is good for us. But when we get into it and we pursue it, we realize that the discipline that is required is not there. And we are so bogged down or preoccupied with so many other things that we do not follow it or pursue it the way it has to be. So discipline is extremely important, because discipline is not only in Leap 3.0. Even when you become leaders, discipline is an essential trait to become an effective leader. So please ensure that you inculcate this habit of discipline. In case if we are all having, I mean, at least me, if I have to go to the gym, I did that for 2 years and then finally I stopped. So the discipline is not there, but there are other things that I am disciplined with. So check for yourself, see for yourself, which is that area that you need to develop, and please be disciplined. But essentially what I feel is the essence of growth of leadership is not to be perfect. It's just to be present. It's about showing up when you find it difficult. It's about taking responsibility when things fall apart and believing in your unseen potential. We all have potential. You, me, all of us here. All you have to do is realize it and believe in it. So please regularize yourself. You all have the potential to do it. We all have the potential to do it, and we can do it. 31st October is the date, and I want each one of you, 60 out of 60 leapers, move in that direction. Now, of late, or for the past few weeks, I've had many leapers who came forward and told about their realizations or their wins that they had. And I felt that since I was receiving many of these feedbacks, I said, let me just make it public. Let me give you the opportunity to share it in public as well. Now, again, on LinkedIn, we have a small session there as well, where we keep posting all these wins. But from today onwards, in these peer huddles, we're also creating the small session. We're giving the opportunity for leapers to come forward and share your wins. So today we have 3 or 4. In fact, we have 4 leapers who have come forward to share these wins. And I'm so happy to hear from them. So I'd like to now invite onto the screen Toastmaster Bhavna Chandrasekhar, who will come forward and share her win. Let's give her a huge round of applause for taking that courage to come here and share her win. Over to you, Bhavna.
Thank you, our chair, distinguished Toastmaster Jyotika. I'm very happy and delighted to share my wins. So before the program started, at the outset, I thought, committing 10 hours a week, is it possible for me? I'm a working mom. How can I? That was my mindset. But again, there was something that was really making me, I should make it. But then again, there was a skepticism. There was some skepticism, and I just checked. There was the last minute where I have to ensure that I'm going to make it or not. That's when I checked my leap, and I saw that I did also inquire about Leap 2.0, but I didn't make to it. So this time I thought I'm going to make it for sure. And somehow I was keep on telling to me, whatever be, I should thrive. I should be till the end. I should learn. I should develop myself and inculcate that and make many people, inspire many people and make them follow their dreams. So that's how I started. The very first thing, that the self-awareness gave me a insight, like, yes, I have to know about myself. There, I was able to make it. So that was a small step I made towards the leap. And though it is a small step, it acted as a leap to me. And again, every session made me take a leap, and I was seeing a different version of myself. I was able to do many things, but with full of vim and vigor. The next sessions, I was thinking, okay, I'm able to do, but I have to do it for a long term. Will I be able to do it? The very next sessions was really helping me to uncover that potential in me and really assist me in bringing that to reality. So that's how the vision and values, and more importantly, like during the hardships or when there is situation that really press us, we forget our visions and we try to make a decision out of the vision. But the vision and values that was reiterated, emphasized that when we stick to our vision and values, our portfolio is always clean and we remain as leaders. So that's how time and energy management, everything I would like to talk about. I think we always think about time management, but energy management helped me, like, okay, when should I prioritize? What should I prioritize? That also helped me to make many things committed to my schedule and come out successfully. And initially, like I'm also the VP of We Talk Toastmasters Club. I was finding difficult, but after coming here, I feel very happy. As also undergoing this 10 hours of work, I'm also able to do that. And pathway mentoring, oh, if I can take so many things into my schedule, then definitely everyone can take it. So yes, and there is accountability partner. We help each other. We are working as a team. Our mentor is helping. This is such a team. I thank everyone. I thank Daryl. I thank Jyotika. I thank Renu. Everyone is really putting a lot of effort at the cost of their time, their energy. This is an awesome session, and I feel really blessed to be here. And I wish many more Toastmasters get this opportunity and they develop and evolve as great leaders. Over to you.
Thank you.
Jyotika.
Thank you, Bhavna. Let's give Bhavna a huge round of applause. Every session she picked up and she had something to say, which means to say that every session has had a great, profound impact on her. Now, I'd like to thank you very much for sharing that. It's definitely inspirational, and the good work that you're doing, because you're consistent and you're applying it. So congratulations, Bhavna. Let me now invite onto the screen Lata Nahar. Lata, in 2 minutes, if you can explain or let us know what was that realization or the win that you've had after joining Leap 3.0. Over to you, Lata.
Fellow Leapers and Toastmasters, we just finished we're just going to finish at level 2. Now, we started with self-leadership, and we understood what is self-awareness, vision, and focus, time and energy management, daily systems and goals. Now, this is a stepping stone, what helped me realize that leadership may be varied in different sectors. In Toastmasters, being the president of the club, I require different style of leadership. When I go out in the corporate, I require different style of leadership. So this is what TP is making me understand. It is getting a lot of different variants, different ingredients to make you a better able leader over here. Then when we kickstarted the level 2, the level 2 was more of growth mindset, grit and resilience. The growth mindset for leaders. This was one of my favorite sessions, I would say that. And the turning adversity into advantage from the through the lens of emotion intelligence. Now, these two sessions, I would say that once in a lifetime session, as a trainer, as a skills development trainer, as a leader, as a Toastmaster, what it was for me. I would thank the whole Leap 3.0 team for making us realize that leadership is something which evolves, which makes you learn new things, and which helps you to understand how I can make myself better, my people better, my Toastmasters better, or someone whom I go out and make them better. When I go to my club and everyone asks me, Lata, what you're doing in Leap? Okay, what did you do this week? I go and explain everyone what did I do, and everyone is like, Lata, we are waiting for the next Leap 4.0, and we hope we also get into it. So there are many more Toastmasters from my club also waiting for the next Leap 4.0 coming over there, and they would like to be part of it. I would thank you all for making me and making me walk on the path of becoming a better leader, a able leader, and installing me a lot of patience. I would say that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lata. Fantastic. So rightly said that leadership is a journey of evolving. Nobody is perfect. We're just becoming leaders. And one thing that really stood out is that you're sharing your experience in your club, and that is creating ripples. And I highly recommend here to all the other leapers, please go and share it in your club, your own experience, how it is helping you. So the next time around, in case if the same program is there, they can always benefit, or any other version of the program as well. They can all benefit from this beautiful program that is put in place. So thank you, Lata. Now let's invite on stage Meenakshi from group 10. Meenakshi.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, go ahead, Meenakshi.
Okay. So, as a student, sometimes it's really frustrating how to manage assignments, college sessions, and then I even had exams last month. But thanks to Leap, it is helping me grow as a better person every week. Every session is so important that the skills are beyond what we learn in classrooms. What really stood out for me was the emotional intelligence session, where we thought how to stay calm in difficult situations and then a pause and then take decisions. Um, when I first posted something about Leap, people started asking me, "Did you pay extra for it?" Especially my club members. Uh, it's like something what Toastmasters is beyond the regular club meetings. Like how Toastmasters is helping in becoming better leaders. So I would say that many people are interested after what we are regularly posting and sharing it in our club. Thanks to all the Leap team who helped me even when I was a bit off the track. Thanks to Daryl, thanks to Jyotika ma'am. That's it from my side.
Thank you, Meenakshi. Let's give a huge round to Meenakshi. She's a student, and then she makes that effort to come forward and immerse herself in the learning journey. Fantastic, Meenakshi. See, what she highlighted is the power of sharing online. Now, we are not asking you to be on TikTok, or I mean, TikTok is not available in India, but not on Instagram. But we are emphasizing the importance of being on LinkedIn because that's directly related to how you perform as a leader, how you show yourself as a leader, and knowledge sharing is very important. You never know, you can collaborate and connect with different people. So, if you are not there on LinkedIn, please come forward, create a profile, and do as much as possible. If you're shy to do it, start one at a time. A small line there will definitely create ripples. Thank you, Meenakshi. Now let me call and invite the last leaper who's going to share their win today, Toastmaster Barinder. Toastmaster Barinder.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, DTM Jyotika. Yeah, I always tell my mentor, Toastmaster Bharti, this is one of the finest programs I am attending. I have attended many leadership programs in past also, and especially the assignments, the workbook which you share, and if you do the assignments very effectively and with all your intention, they help you introspect a lot. I gained a lot with the self awareness, emotional intelligence assignments, and the accountability partners, the growth, the energy thing. One of the major incidents I shared with you, our club's newsletter last week in the groups also, and there was a huge um, argument between my president and myself over this when we were making over this newsletter, and we were chatting on the WhatsApp, and it took a total tangential thing, and it got stalled because we were not agreeing on many things. Then, while doing one of the exercises, I realized that he also is, because of the self-awareness exercise, I realized what were my mistakes and what was he saying from his point of view. And just after Diwali, then I picked up a phone, called him, wished him Diwali, and told him that let's discuss and take out the newsletter again. He also agreed to my suggestion. I also agreed to his suggestion, and we could bring out that newsletter. So the point was the self-awareness, and which helped me resolve one of the conflicts I was facing. During when I joined Leap, I was going through a lot of personal challenges, including my father's health not well, and but these exercises, I always tell Bharti, help me sail through many emotions due to the self-awareness. That's all I would like to say at present. Thank you.
Wow, lovely, Barinder. It is such a beautiful review. I mean, I'm bowled over by a review, all the 4 reviews. But when Barinder came forward and gave us an example of how he resolved the conflict with with his excom, with his president, understanding what was his point of view and his own point of view. I think this makes the entire journey worth it. So thank you, Barinder, for sharing this beautiful testimonial. And we will share these testimonials online. I hope you don't mind. We will definitely take an NOC from you all. If you all are okay with it, we will definitely make shots out of it and we will share it. And with that, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please be ready for the another set of testimonials in the next peer huddle. If you wish to come forward and do it, we can do another session next time. With that, now let's dive into today's session. And today's session is going to be very, very interesting. Something we've done earlier, but we're just going to remind ourselves how to do it. And to do the session, we have a lady whom I know from last year. So she was the area director last year when I was the division director. And later I came to know that she is the co-sister of my club member from Dubai. We were from the same club, and I realized that she's a relative. So you see, the world is very small. So Leap 3.2 brought us together. Last year we were brought together as district officers, but today Leap 3.2 brings us even more closer. Someone whom I've known for the past 2 years, very pleasant, very giving, and also she's always there for any help that is required. An engineer by profession, and she has 11 years working experience with Dell. Currently, she's a communication and creative writing coach for children. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear leapers and mentors, please put your hands together and help me welcome our mentor who's going to lead the session today, Toastmaster Archana Avinash. Over to you, Archana.
Thank you. Thank you, Jyotika. I am on cloud probably 600 right now. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. And it's always a pleasure to be associated with anything that Jyotika does because she's so meticulous, so organized. And I think it is my true honor that I have been able to get into this program and today especially do this session for all of you. To add to what Jyotika said, I have been a Toastmaster for the past about 3.5, 4 years. I think I've lost count now, but I just wanted to tell you that this is a place where I discovered that I could not only sharpen my communication skills, but also my leadership skills. And I think that is why we are all here together because we're all people who think leadership makes a difference. And with that note, I'd like to welcome you all to this huddle. And what we are going to do today is something very special. Now, you've been in this journey. Okay, but before I start, okay, can I get everybody, are you all present here in the chat box? If you can all give me a thumbs up, say yay, something at all. Are you looking forward to the session? Let me see some. Yes, okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Love the energy. Thank you. Yes, we'll continue to use the chat. Thank you so much. And we will try and see as much as possible to make use of the next 30 minutes to understand what we are going to do in our breakout sessions. I trust all of you have gone through your pre-session assignment or whatever the material has been shared with you. So with that in mind, let's start off with where we actually started right at the beginning. Can somebody tell me, please, okay, and in this session, please put your hands up. I would like as many people interacting in this session as possible. Can somebody tell me what was the first thing that we did in our session? Yes, Bharat.
Foundation.
Yes, foundation, yes. What we did here was the first thing we did was to see what kind of leaders we have to be. And for that, we looked through a set of values. We picked up what resonated with us the most. And most importantly, we drafted our Leadership Manifesto 1.0. Now, how many of you had the time to go through your 1.0? That's version 1 that you did some weeks ago. I can see Kalyani's hand up. Anyone else? Yeah, Bhavna is here. Yes. Okay. Bharadwaj. Anyone else? Alata. Okay. Anyone else who's done their, just gone through it? You don't have to work or anything. Okay, Lata Manoj also. Lovely. So what we will do today is try and see how we can better it. Thank you, Rupa. Yes, you've also done it. What we will do is we will try and see how we can reflect on it in the first half of this session. Thank you, Sunil. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Let's move on to something that I would want you all to share. And please, I'd like more and more people to come up and probably read out or say something that I'd ask you to say. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is let's try and see how your version 1.0 was. I'll give you about 10 to 15 seconds. If you want to open your version 1 of Leadership Manifesto, you can. I'd like a couple of them to read their leadership manifestos out, as long as it's a short one. Okay, just about a minute. Don't read if you have an entire page. Let's not go through it. Very quickly, very briefly. Sure. Yes, Lata. Yeah. Okay. Please unmute.
I have a very short one. So the 5 important leadership core values, what I was talking about, what I was thinking about during my leadership manifesto was accountability, vision, commitment, collaboration, empowerment. Now, as a leader, I should be accountable for my actions. I should walk the talk and set examples of integrity and creditability. Vision is what I see as growth in future for me and my people. My vision will only be successful when I show commitment from my side and motivate my people for the same. Accountability, vision, and commitment can only be possible when people team up and work towards a common goal, namely empowerment. Empowerment will lead us to accomplish goals and build a workforce which will create more better future leaders. When all these qualities or traits develop into skills with EIQ, that is intelligence quotient, and EQ, emotional quotient, balanced, an able leader is created, and this able leader is the foundation for future leaders. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lata. All right. Let's just wait for a minute and reflect on what Lata said. Sometimes what happens here is when you started your journey, let's say, for example, 2 months ago, this was the vision you had and the values you resonated with. Now, in these 2 months, I am sure each of us have gone through some kind of I would say a challenge, maybe an adversity, maybe, or it could be situations like how a couple of them today told us, which would test this, these values that we've had. So what I would like the next person to share is, let's see maybe what kind of adversities did you face, which were, something that challenged your core belief. Do not tell me the solutions. Just give me that one, or, that one adversity that you faced as a leader. It could be something from your manifesto or could be something totally, away from it, but it should be something that, kind of questioned your belief. Think about a couple of minutes, and I would, can we come back? Yeah, okay, Rosmi, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. This is Rosmi here. I'm from Group 10. Since you mentioned to share about a challenge, right? So I'm a leader. So I had invested in few of my team members who were having a plan to resign from the organization. So there were 3 of them. So I was having a weekly connect to see how can I keep them engaged, and I wanted, as a leader, I wanted them to be successful and stay back. So out of 3, 2 of them still decided, after putting almost, I would say, 4 times, 4 weeks I did try with them, and they've decided to move on. So what I understood from leap sessions is, yeah, maybe I'm not there yet, but at least for one person, I could make a difference. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Rosmi. Thank you so much for that. So you see how sometimes our beliefs are challenged. Now, what I want to say here is sometimes what makes us a strong leader can also become blind spots sometimes if we don't evolve. That is my entire point that I'd like to make. And for that, what we will do today is, Bharadwaj, can we come back to you in maybe in 2 minutes? Yeah. So what I'd like to say here is, let's try and see how we can look at something that has been drafted and see how we can better it. The last 2 sessions, especially emotional intelligence, mindset growth by Dr. Sabesan, was a huge eye-opener for most of us. I personally felt this was a life-changing, a huge game changer for me as well. So let's try and see how we can bring in these elements through a case study and how we can implement it to better our manifesto that we have already written. All right. Yes, like Rosmi says, if not a leaper, I would have blamed myself for letting the team member go. Yes, that's a beautiful way of looking at how we have evolved as people and as leaders. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rosmi, for that. So what we'll do now is we will look at a case study and see how we can give our inputs. Now, I want this to be as interactive as possible. So try and see if you can give in your ideas when I ask you to do so. First, let me lay out the entire case study for you. All right, all game? Good. Give me a yes, thumbs up on chat. Okay, lovely. Super, super. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's start. Daryl, thank you. And let's move on to the first slide. So do you remember Raghav, any one of you? Can I see some hands up? Yeah, anyone who'd like to give us a refresher? Yes, Bharatwaj.
It was a case study which is given for explaining his situation where he is struggling between his work-life balance and emotional quotient.
Right, excellent. Yes, like a few, let me see the chat box, okay? Anita should, yeah, Anita, thank you. Yes, Raghav struggled between job and family, absolutely. Surjit also says yes. Okay, let me give you a quick recap of who he was. Let's move on to what he was. He is a 35-year-old IT specialist. He's married. He has a 5-year-old son. The problem he was facing, if you remember, when he was, when we were doing the energy and the goal sessions, was he was extremely hardworking, but he was always logged in. He was there at home, but he was really, mentally absent, and he had no hobbies, no social life, and no sense of fulfillment. Now, what happened here was Raghav attended Leap 3.0 session, both by our mentors, Akhil and Anita, who took the value and vision and the daily goals, okay? The daily systems and goals. Now what he did was, this resulted, he thought, okay, let's try and see if I can do this, and drafted a Leadership 1.0 manifesto, okay? Now let's look at how his manifesto looks. This is his first version, okay? All right. His manifesto, anyone would like to read this out? This is anyone who's not spoken at all.
I can do it.
Lovely. Who's this?
Karthik.
Yes, Karthik, go ahead.
So this is a version 1 of Leadership Manifesto. So leadership to me is about being intentional with my time, energy, and presence. I chose to lead with calm focus, aligning my actions with what truly matters, my family, health, and growth. I will create boundaries, begin each day with purpose, and pause to reflect when needed. I will give my best where my present matters most, knowing that my energy is my true leadership currency.
Lovely. Now, if you look at his manifesto, what he focused on is, Daryl, if you can just, yes, thank you. His emphasis was on intentionality, a calm focus, boundaries, and presence. These were the values that he took in. All right. Now, what happens here is, Daryl, if you can just stop sharing, and yeah, let me tell you what happens next. Okay. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Daryl. Now, what happens usually is, as leaders or as people, there are challenges that we have. Of course, Raghav went on to become somebody who his company values a lot. He was known as someone who is very meticulous, who's very focused with his work, and also had some really good boundaries. So he excelled himself as a leader. But there's always situations, challenges that we all face in our life, and Raghav was no different. Okay, now let's see what happens next. And for this, I'd like someone who's never spoken in Leap 3.0 to please, it is just reading from a slide. I'm sure you can do that. Someone who's never spoken, please. Yes, anyone who'd like to volunteer? Kalyani? Yes, Kalyani, thank you. All right, so Daryl, let's go back to the slide. Thank you, Daryl. So what happens next? Okay. Now Kalyani will read out.
Raghav's leadership crossroads. Raghav's company launched a major client project. Timelines were tight, responsibilities overlapped, and his team was stretched thin. Raghav was determined to protect his focus and time boundaries, so he strictly limited after-hour communication and discouraged last-minute changes. But as the project progressed, unplanned issues came up. Client requests changed daily. Key team members went on sick leave and junior members struggled to keep up. Raghav continued to cling to his structure but felt increasingly frustrated.
There's more. Anyone else who would like to volunteer to read the next? Please put your hands up. So, yes. Okay. Madhavi. Yes, Madhavi.
Thank you. Raghav's leadership crossroads. Under pressure, he felt that staying calm and composed would help maintain order. He avoided emotional discussions and told his team members to stick to what matters most. His team felt he was unapproachable. When a major deliverable was delayed, instead of addressing it collaboratively, he took extra work on himself to fix issues and micromanaged to avoid errors. In the end, the project was delivered, but Raghav was burnt out. His team felt disconnected and his calm presence now felt like control.
Thank you. Thank you, Madhavi. Thank you so much. So what we saw here was something where he did write his manifesto. He stuck to it, but there was no balance of growth mindset and emotional intelligence. It became rather rigid and then reflective. So let's discuss on what went wrong. And the second most important point is what can be done in this situation. But let me just point out, Daryl, if you can just go to the next slide. Yeah. So these are exactly, I don't know how many of you agree. Please let me know if you do. So his intentionality of, sticking to plan kind of struggled because there was no evolvement. Next came the calm focus. He was focused on that. However, with that focus came a distant, the team members started to feel that he was very distant. He was very unapproachable. But what was his intention? He did not want to get emotionally involved or, get to speak about emotions during work. Then the boundaries, yes, he did say that I want to go and spend time with my family members. But, in situations like this, the team felt they were not being supported. And finally, the presence. It is because of micromanagement that so many of us feel burnt out. Thank you. Thank you, Daryl. Let's get back to the discussion now. So for all of you here, what do you think he can do to better himself? You can pick any of the points and say how you feel he can improvise. Any volunteers? Take a minute to think about it. Yes, Shruti.
Yeah, where the point of collaboration came, remember the story of the monkey, carrying of the monkey. I think he carried other works over here. I think giving the right chance to the team members and just trusting them and giving them the required support would have helped him. I think he carried lots of monkeys, so he was burnt out.
Perfect. Excellent. Excellent observation. Yes, Barinder sir.
Yeah, one point which actually I also personally faced, so I can relate with the same case study. When you decide to remain calm, there's a misconception that you shouldn't be expressing your feelings and ideas to others. I believe that should be changed. We have to express in a firmly but polite way. That is the thing which I think he missed out. So we feel that if we express our feelings, we may result in anger, which may happen, but that also we can come back and reflect upon again.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes. And on the chat, when I see Bhavna saying emotional intelligence is required at the first place to empower the team. So that's something that most of the leaders at times fail to look at. Debsha says it's important to have a work buddy. Seemed like he was a lonesome warrior. Okay, that's another observation. Yes, Saruna.
Yeah, it's enough. From my perspective, like the client was changing the lot of request. This is where, even though he has a boundaries as such, that as one of the values he had, and the second values which he had was the intentionality. So both was not working in tandem. That's what I am feeling. So in that case, what he could have tried better is that with the help of the value called commitment. So that means whenever there is a commitment from the delivery perspective, what we had initially, so from there, if there is any deviation comes in, so that's where the commitment we have to let the client know, so that it can be gone throughout so that the burnout things won't be coming whenever there is a distraction. So probably we can say, hey, this is what we had committed earlier. So this is where the distraction. So how you wanted to proceed further. So this way it can be molded and burnout can be avoided, I guess. That's my say to over here.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Lovely points. Sharanya, I have a different question for you though. Now, let's say, for example, and for all of you here, since she's the next on my screen, I'm able to see her. It's directed to her, but it's directed to all of you also. So please feel free to speak up. Now, if you had to maybe help him understand or redefine his manifesto, tell me that one particular point that you would focus on and maybe, make him understand that there's something that additional he needs to add along with whatever values, beliefs he has. You're on mute, Sharanya. Yes.
So I can think of two things in addition to your question of one. So when we say intentionality, he has no adaptability in his plan. So when you're making a plan and you have a vision, you need to have backups. So what if ABC goes wrong? Then you can do XYZ. What if 1, 2, 3 goes wrong? Then you can do 3, 4, 5. So he needs to have backup. That's the first thing. And coming to micromanagement, I would say he needs to empower his subordinates so that he's not the single point of contact, and so that the load is also kind of separated and divided amongst all his people. So everything does not fall on him, and he's also adaptable so that the whole team moves forward as a unit.
Lovely. Delegation is one, yes, and then trust on the team members. Lovely. I'll read a couple of things out here on chat. I think there were a few interesting ones. Rosmi says demanding leadership put a lot of pressure. So he could have sought more help. Yes, he can reflect from this experience and yes, that's a very good point. We always evolve as leaders. Bharti ma'am says he's committed and focused. He might have needed to keep communication channels open. Yes, that's also a valid point. Bharadwaj says in presence, instead of micromanagement and burning, he could have delegated. Yes, we've already spoken about that. Yes, expressing emotions and vulnerability as a leader is important. And this is such a huge point that we have learned, especially during our last 2 sessions. Now, if one of you, we can display Manifesto 1.0, try and see if you can add something that can help Raghav make it better. Daryl, if we can just focus on the 1.0 version of the manifesto. I will show you the evolved version that I have written. But however, just let me know if any of you could add something here and better this manifesto, bringing in the emotional intelligence or the growth mindset that, let's assume he's attended Sebastian Sir's session.
So as per, sorry, Sarvana again here. Yeah, Archana.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing it comes to my mind as part of this emotional intelligence that Sebastian sir was, Dr. Sebastian was mentioning, is time and the energy, right? When the time and the energy, there are two as far as the energy is concerned, he mentioned very clearly, there is a energizer and the drainer. So I would say that I will pick up the drainer one, because that's the most of the things. It's a non-productive activities will come into picture. So by keeping that growth mindset, the energy, finding out the first, identifying those drainer, it probably at least it will go through the rest of the things in a positive manner. So.
Lovely. Thank you. Yes, identifying the energy drainers is important.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, let me try and see if I can help you out. So we'll show, Daryl, if you can help me just show the slide where we have just before the version 2.0 manifesto. Yes, thank you. Now let's see if we can help him, modify his manifesto a little bit. He stuck to the plan when things changed. But what can we do? Someone here said adaptability. I think Sharanya mentioned adaptability. Now, when he came to avoiding emotions and losing team connection, he could have brought in a little more empathy. Maybe he can listen to people more. And the next is boundaries. Yes, it's very good that he goes back to his, his family life, but it's important to be flexible with those boundaries when it matters most, not every time. And then how to do the micromanagement. I think most of you already spoke about this: delegation, trust, and support, something which we all said. Excellent. So these are things that how he can modify his manifesto. I did see something very interesting on the chat. Let me just read it out. In terms of social awareness, he should be more empathetic, okay? The client is making last minute changes, so he can consider postponing the deadline and buying some more time, okay? More practical, something that we all do. So did you see how you can modify it? Okay, whatever is existing, please take it, and you can probably see what is working, what is not working. Thank you, Daryl. With that, these are a few things. If we can go to the next slide. Okay, this is just an example for you to see the 2.0 manifesto. Okay, this is what he can do. May not be completely, in line with whatever he believes, but he can be probably present with more self-awareness, more compassion, and more curiosity. All right. So I just gave you this as an example, so you can also try and rework on your 2.0 version of your manifesto. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Daryl. So now what we'll do is, yeah, am I visible? Okay. Thank you. So the idea here, what we will do in our breakout rooms is to revisit your version 1.0. Think back on the time where these beliefs or values were challenged, or when you faced certain kind of adversities. And when you think back, what are the things that you did or you could have done. There are situations that we may not do it. It's always like an afterthought for us, right? We will think, okay, I wish. How many of us have thought, oh, I wish I had come, given this comeback to my manager or, someone else. So it's always, a hindsight. So we can always connect the dots when you look back, not when you see forward. So you can go back, connect the dots, see if you've done something which mitigated the risks or the kind of, the kind of challenges you had, or if you would like to maybe think about how you can do it further, that's another way of looking at it. So the idea here is to see what worked for you and what has to evolve. When you look at your 1.0 version, check the things that are working for you, keep it. Things that may need evolving, that may not resonate with you anymore, try and see how you can change it. So that is what we are going to do in our breakout room. So now, for the next 45 minutes. So far, any questions, anything that you might not have understood or have questions on? Lovely. Okay, either you've understood everything or you don't know anything, you didn't listen to me at all. All right, thank you so much. So your mentors in the breakout room will guide you on how you can start drafting your version 2.0, because that is one of the assignments that you will have to do. Our target here is for you to finish drafting your 2.0 in this session itself. So whichever room you're assigned to, the last 10 minutes, please take that time to write your 2.0 version so you don't have to go back and actually work on your other assignment. So this time we thought we'll keep it a little more action-oriented. Try discussing it for the first 30 minutes, and for the last maybe 5-10 minutes, try and see if you can finish off your assignment by drafting the 2.0 version. Any questions? All right, thank you. Over to you, Daryl, to put us all into the breakout rooms.
Right, thank you, Archana. Thank you very much. And let's give Archana a huge round of applause for conducting the session with so much precision. Thank you, Archana.
Thank you.
Now that Archana has highlighted the importance of manifesto, it stands out that manifesto is certainly going to help you to influence your team, influence as leaders. And that makes it important for me to introduce the next session or the next level that's going to come up, and that is communication and influence. So as we are finishing our level 2 today, we are going to move into another level, a higher level, which is called as communication and influence. And the first session that we're going to have next week by Professor Peter Karagianakis is speaking like a leader. Now, why I'm telling you this is that as we move along and go higher in the pyramid of leadership framework, it becomes very important that you give some time to reading as well. So Professor Peter has created content, academic content, exclusively keeping you all in mind. And therefore, this is very rich content, because I'm going to talk more about Professor Peter next week. But just to give you a heads up, he's currently the professor of New York University in Abu Dhabi. He's also taught IIM Roorkee, and he's actually a communications professor there. And therefore, he comes with him with very good, rich experience. So please read the content. I just want to give you a heads up again that it's a little heavy on content, but it is very important you read it and you dedicate some effort and time consciously towards the future levels. And therefore, please dedicate some time. Do not come unprepared. Please read the material that he's asked you to prepare. We are going to release the material tomorrow morning, the first half of tomorrow. And please take time, be prepared, read it, and then come to the session. And I would expect that or request that even for the future sessions, because we are now moving and inching towards a bit high level of leadership learning. With that, we will now take a picture, Daryl, and then probably we can move into the breakout room.
Everyone in the room, okay. All right. So I would now like to just think back if you already have a version 2.0 ready with you. We'd love to hear what you have done, as long as it is short and crisp. That's the first thing that we will do. And the second one here is, I would like, or maybe we can start with this. We can start with some of you sharing what you felt about reflecting back in my group. We were just thinking about how we tied the loop back to where we started. So any of you who want to share, those who haven't shared or those who haven't spoken in the session yet, I would love them to come and share their thoughts. Yes, Pradyumna.
Yeah. When entering the breakout room, I was like, what if I feel my 1.0 is better than my 2.0? And I was afraid to ask that question in public, so I have personally messaged you, Archana. But as soon as I put that message, I was being put into the breakout room like a chess piece.
Okay, so what did you
So,
do?
so I was just until the mentor approached, like kids do in this class. Until the teacher approached, they do all the mischief and chit chat. I was doing the chit chat, and the mentors have arrived and just interviewed everyone what were the earlier manifestos and what is the new manifesto. And my new manifesto have turned out to be like, how would we transform ourselves in this week. I just recollected a statement from a series I have watched in Power Rangers. Actually, recently I have been rewatching the Power Rangers series. That is, the name is Jungle Fury, where at the kid I used to enjoy those morph fights more. But these days I have been finding out the life lessons they were teaching us, just like so. Confidence is good, but overconfidence is dangerous. So we just need to, whenever we feel over the top, we just need to be back to the basics. So I just coined it up. So what we do in the next week, I have planned is back to the basics. I'll just relearn whatever I have learned. If I did any mistakes, I'll just look at them. How can I rectify them? If I did not do anything, I'll look what can I do to do it. And if I did anything good, I'll look how can I do it better. So now, so far did it just for myself, and so so I'll redo all those basics and share with the team, get feedback by the team, and if there is something that I can share with them so they can learn, I will do that. And if there is something I can learn from them, I will do that too.
Perfect, perfect. So self-awareness, I think, is the the emotional intelligence dimension that he's actually speaking about. So thank you, Pradyumna. Maybe you can add this in your, your second version of manifesto. Thank you. Anyone else who'd like to speak on their 2.0 version? Someone who has not spoken so far in the session. Please raise your hand so we can give you a chance to read out your 2.0. Even if it is a draft version, it's okay. As long as it is small. Anyone who would like to share, who've not shared before? Yes, Sujit. Yes, Sujit. Go ahead.
Ma'am, in my draft 1.0, I had achieved growth and learning, and a 3-year project which I have been shelved in my track has been completed. Now I have to put it in process. There are two things which I am planning for 2.0. One is I have started telling no, which I haven't done for a long time. And it is telling my story. Raghav's story is actually my story. The same thing has happened a lot of time. Now I started quitting almost all of my jobs from this, and I am trying to organize a better way. And the second thing that I'm going to do is finding my energizers as well as my drainers, because I haven't done that properly till today. The next process is doing that and making my project more lively. That is what I've planned. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Sujit. I'm so glad that I think some aspect of Raga we all identify. May not be the entire thing, or it could be just bits and pieces. So thank you so much for that. Yes, Bharadwaj, would you like to share your manifesto? Yeah.
Just I'll read out my draft manifesto.
Lovely. Yes.
I lead with purpose, empathy, and conviction, believing that leadership is not about power but possibility. Growth begins where comfort ends. Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn, evolve, and help others to rise. I choose progress over perfection, curiosity over certainty, and collaboration over control. As a leader, I aim to inspire confidence, nurture potential, and create culture where every voice matters, because true leadership is not about being followed but about helping others.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Bharadwaj. Thank you for that. I do hope this, I know Bharadwaj is from my team, so I understand. He was just sharing how, he wrote a one whole page manifesto the last time, and today he wants to do a shorter version of it. That's how we all grow. I'm sure we've all evolved. So while you're drafting for people who have not done it, please understand that when you look at your 1.0 version, you are the one who can decide what stays and what needs to evolve. All right. So you decide on which values you want to keep and which values you might not want to. Anything that you doesn't resonate with you can probably be removed, and you can bring in new values too. And to answer Pradyumna's question, whether 1.0 is so good, I don't want to change it. I would not strongly recommend it, because as a leader or as a person also, I'm sure you've evolved from the first session of Leap to the session that we have now. There must be at least one small aspect that might have made a difference or may have changed in you. So that's what I would like to leave you all with. I do hope you had a good session today. I hope I was able to add a little bit more understanding with whatever it is that you've done with Manifesto 1.0. I wish you the best. I hope you bring out those values that you resonate with emotional intelligence and growth mindset, of course. So thank you so much. And I will now hand it over back to Daryl or Jyotika.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Archana. Let's give Archana a huge round of applause for walking us through this session and conducting this pure huddle so well. When mentors were assigned the responsibility of conducting the pure huddles, we of course followed the alphabetical order, and I think Destiny pointed the compass towards Archana, and Archana pointed the compass towards, for all of us, towards Leadership Manifesto 2.0, and she has done a brilliant job. We started this meeting with a lot of noise. I think we can end this meeting also with a lot of noise, and let's unmute and shout out Archana's name, because I think she has done a fantastic job. So on the count of three, let's do that. All right. So 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Archana.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much, Archana.
Thank you so much.
That's from Leap 3.0 cohorts and mentors, Archana, for the fantastic job you have done today. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. All right, Leapers, it's now time for me to show you the week forward. I have already posted the feedback form, the link of the feedback form in Zoom chat, as well as our WhatsApp community. So it's your cue to fill in feedback and let our trainer know how, and let us know also what you felt about the session. In the meantime, I'm going to share my screen and quickly show you what we have in store, or what is required from your end in the next 7 days. The first thing is the post-session assignment, which is Leadership Manifesto 2.0. If you've worked on it, great. If you're just a draft, then go ahead, rework on it and submit it to your mentors by the 2nd of November. That is the coming Sunday. Let me then congratulate all those of you who have received your badges as part of Leap 3.0 with regard to the first level. So congratulations to all those of you who have already received it. There are a few of you who are yet to regularize your performance. The last day is 31st October. So 2 more days, 48 hours. Please do work on it and ensure you reach that benchmark so that you also will receive your badge this week. Today's session has definitely been a great success. So go ahead and post your reflections on your LinkedIn profile. You can also visit Leap 3.0 LinkedIn page, share your thoughts, and appreciate our trainers and mentors there as well. Our feedback form has been shared already. Please fill it in by Friday. I hope all of you know how important it is to fill in the feedback form. So I will not iterate or repeat anymore on that. Like our chair said, the pre-reading material for the next session that will be held on November 5th will be shared tomorrow in the first half. It is a pretty rich and intense material, so please take some time to read the material before you attend the session. It's also time to get an update from all of you on your Pathways Mentor program status. So today being the 29th of October, you had to complete your short-term mentoring project. I think some of you have already completed it. Some of you are in the process. So a poll will be released tomorrow in our community. Please do attempt that and let us know your particular stage. If you need any support from us, we are more than happy to help you out. We have 2 more days in October, and that means the team leaders for this month have also 2 more days to guide your teams. So please do choose your team leaders for the month of November by the 1st of November. All right. That is it from my end. I hope you had an engaging and insightful peer huddle today at Leap 3.0. And I think we will meet each other 7 days from now on the 5th of November for a session titled Speak Like a Leader. I think that's it from all of us. Good night and take care. Have a great week ahead.